Bram! Boat horn. Attention booster clubs. Booster club members, if you're tired of fundraisers that steal your nights and weekends just to raise a little, this is for you. We help booster clubs for any sport create a weekly Coaches Show podcast. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, all of it. Fans love it because it highlights the team, the players, and the story behind the season. And here's the part you're going to like. We do all the work. We handle the setup, the recording, the editing, the posting, the graphics, and the promo clips. We even help you package it so local businesses want to sponsor it, and that sponsorship money becomes Booster Club revenue. Your only job? Make the coach available for a short interview each week. That's it. Want the simple breakdown on how this turns into fundraising? Comment Booster to get your Coaches Show fundraising plan.
Introduce your main player.
He's the beaster. Call him Beast. He's wide receiver. The best in the state, the best in the nation.
Coach, your initial thoughts about winning the state title?
So happy for our players. I'm so happy for our coaches. It was a long year. They counted us out at 0-2, and they just started to think that we wouldn't be the same. But I knew that I had a great staff and I had great kids, and I had a young man right here that I knew that we could still get the things going in order to make us successful and win the state championship, and we did. So it was a tough, long year, but we did it.
Questions?
Coach, what was the thought process and allowing Mookie Feast to play both sides of the ball?
We wanted to put our best players on the field. With Feast, he played safety in junior high, and I knew that he can play any position pretty much he wants to play. But as a DB, he can go. If he wants to be a 5-star DB, he can be a 5-star DB. And we know he's one of our better kids that can play DB. We put him on DB. So in the crucial games, we put him on DB. It's like the last play of the game, I don't know if you saw. I put him at cornerback again. But we did that because we felt that he could shut their best receiver down.
For the next question, Coach, we introduce your host now.
That's Mr. Baker, Sherrod Baker. I really do believe he's caught this world by storm. And he is a 5-star, but more importantly, he's a great young man. And I do believe he's the best running back in the state and the nation as well. This young man can play, and it's all about team. Couldn't have did without him at all.
Did they tell y'all that they wanted offensive fireworks for the grand finale?
The thing about us, with these two guys right here, they bring a lot of fireworks to the table. And with these two guys right here, I always want to call them the triplets. Aikman, the Cowboys, running back was Emmett, Irvin's right here, and they did it, man. So they have enough fireworks to last off lifetime. We just got to get one more back.
Sorry.
Coach, I remember you telling me before y'all played Duncanville that Sherrod was going to turn heads this season. This playoff run is difficult to explain what he did. How do you explain it, and how did you know this was eventually coming from him?
I coach running backs. I played the game, and I've coached it at the collegiate level, and I understand running backs. And when I saw him, I knew that he was going to be a great one. He really was. He works this summer showed me a lot about him working hard, him wanting to learn, and him understanding the game. But the thing that you don't know about Sherrod Baker, he studies the game. He understands the X's and O's. He understands where it's supposed to fit at, where it's not supposed to fit at. So that helps you as a back, and he has great vision. And one good thing that you can do as a back that you can't teach that all the time, make somebody miss. And the great vision that he has. So I knew it. And I think if you go back and look at our stats throughout the year, I don't know if he was ever held under 100 yards throughout the whole year. I really don't. Maybe we're finally after Georgia, maybe. But after that, I think he may have went 15 straight games over 100 yards.
You had left Soto for a while back. When you came back, what were you envisioning in your second stint?
Where I'm at right now? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but a lot. But I knew the young men that we had here and over here, we had a chance to do it. Even though we went 0-2, and when I came back to DeSoto, I felt that it was some unfinished business that I had to have. And that's what I said when I first got back. It was some unfinished business at DeSoto. And we're finishing it right now, but we're not done.
So they flashed a score on the graphic that, like, the last 3 championship games you've won, it's been 171-58. What is it about your program that you guys, like, play your best in the biggest moment?
We work hard. Our coaches put a lot of time and effort in it. Our players put a lot of time and effort in it. It's like I told them, we don't lose semifinals. We don't lose championships anymore. We don't do that. and they believe. And when you have players, they work hard in the classroom, and then once they get on the field, it's unbelievable, man. And that's the kind of players that I have. But no, we work hard. We really do work hard. We've changed some things up this year, and they'll tell you in the weight room, we're lifting weights. This is championship week, and we're still lifting weights, and we don't waver. And those kids are still lifting weights, and we're still going at it. And we did it. And also, when you have to carry the ball and go with both ways like you did, after a long night on a Saturday night, you're in the training room, get treatment, and they did that, so that helps.
For the players, can you talk about what it's meant for your time at DeSoto to be able to conclude your careers keeping legacy championship and keeping DeSoto perfect in state championship games?
All I can say is I'm blessed. That's a blessing. I mean, this guy, like I said, I feel like he's the best coach to come through the Metroplex. I said that in the interview earlier. I feel like he's the best coach to come through the Metroplex for sure. And he got a great staff. You know, the OC, our two OCs, Coach Sweeney and Coach Williams. I feel like they can have a head coaching job wherever. You know, but they stayed here and trusting what Coach Mathis had for us. And you know, I mean, it worked out. So.
Coach, 3 state titles, 4 years, 4 state titles in 10 years. Where's this rank? DeSoto among the all-time great programs in state history?
I think they do. And if you ever notice, I don't ever say this is a football team. I've always said this is my program. This is our program. And that's how I treat it. I'm always going to treat it that way because that's the statute, and that's the goals, and that's the utility that I have that I want for these teams right here. Do I think it's one of the best out there? You goddamn right. Do I think it's the best? Yes, I'm going to say that. Okay, I'm sitting up here with 2 great guys right now. I got a great staff, I got a great team, I got a great community. But it's going to rank some among the best, but that's for you guys to figure out right there. I'm just going to brag on us a little bit tonight.
I think the dynasty still has a long way to go.
You know what? 3 out of 4 years. Call it what you want to call it. But I know them state championships. I know that much.
So Rod, for you, what is this playoff run been like, and what do you need to cap it off with a title tonight?
Everything. That's all we've been talking about since we won. You know, at the start of the season, after we lost to Georgia, Coach Matthews set us in Creekside Gym. You know, 'cause that's where they had us, and he told us that this season can either be DeSoto laughing stock, or we can go down in history for fighting back and coming back and winning the state championship. And that's why I feel like, you know, everybody bought in. You know, after that week, everybody was at practice, you know, being coachable, everybody on time, everybody in the weight room on time, working hard, you know, being coachable, doing what the coaches tell us to do, and that's why I feel like we won the state title.
What changed between getting belted by Creekside by about 50? Who changed? What changed between then and now? Because you guys are a much better team now.
I will say team. T-E-A-M. There's a gentleman standing right next to you that got this going. And this summer, we went through sort of a boot camp, a program that the Army has. And it's about, on the battlefield, it's about playing together as a team. On the battlefield, if you don't do your job, it could end up in death. That started right there. You go to Creekside, we take a beat down, but they kept the faith. They believed in the coaches, they trusted in the coaches, but we don't waver. They'll tell you what that means. We don't waver. In my program, we never waver as coaches. We believe that we can always win state championships, starting 0-2, 1-1 doesn't make a difference. We still got a chance to know we can believe, but we believe in ourselves. But we did do a lot. We did change up some things, and it worked.
Coach, for all the attention that Sarad and the movie's gotten, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Legend, that quarterback. Just kind of talk about his performance tonight and all season.
Little Troy Aikman, oh man, he did great, unbelievable, because people were down on him. I think he's one of the best secrets when it comes to quarterbacks that's out there right now. People need to understand, I wish recruiters do listen to me on this one, he can play the game. He's a very smart young man, he has a strong arm, he understands the game of football, he's an athletic quarterback. If you look at his SAT, they're through the roof. He's smart. But the young man can play the game. And they'll tell you, that guy had to play. That guy had to play, and we know it. And, you know, once our coaches figured out what we can do with him, he started getting better. Pretty much him and Legend, they got on target. It was unbelievable. It was unstoppable. But Legend, man, you can't leave Legend out. That's a heck of a quarterback. And we couldn't have done it without it. We could not have done it without Legend.
This is for Ethan. You delayed your signing day ceremony to the 21st, which is the day after you guys could potentially play in the state championship. And, when you did that, not a lot of people picked you to be here and win this. What does it mean to do that, and what do you have planned for tomorrow?
I feel like you're trying to ask somebody to sign somewhere. I'm gonna sign to USC. but nah, I mean, like I said, Coach Mathis, we had a problem last year, dealing with some stuff. We felt like a couple of our seniors didn't really care about it. And one thing I'm gonna show Coach Mathis is he knows one thing that I care. So, if he feel like I should wait till after the state championship to sign, I made sure I did that. So, I just wanted to show him and let him know that I'm focused. I'm focused on this team, and I want the team to understand that I was focused. I was ready on this state championship. So
that set the tone. That set the tone with our players and let everybody know he's just worried about the state championship. That's one of the biggest days that's out there. But we're going to make sure it's the biggest day tomorrow because he's going to sign at 2 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to celebrate that day tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Dyer Gym. So I'm going to tell you right now, I can't thank him enough because he knew it's about the team. And I've never done that. Last year was my first time ever doing that. And I had 8 guys that did it. And, I'll live and learn. And this one man right here, we changed it up this year. And that's one of the things we changed because I've never done that before. And I'm just thank God that he did it and his family understood. And he understood. And it worked out for us. It really did.
I've got 2 questions right here.
I got a question for Boobie. You bookended your high school career with 2 state championships. Talk about the mindset between the first one and this one.
I could say this year we dealt with a lot of adversity. I can't say we dealt with a lot of adversity my freshman year because if you just go look at who we had on that team, it looked like an all-star team. So I mean, this year really built character for me. My freshman year, I feel like if we played modern day, I feel like we would have beat them. And people in Texas really felt that too. I feel like that's the greatest team to ever come through Texas. So I mean, like I said, I feel like this year it built a lot of character for me. My freshman year, I had to live and learn, but I learned from the greats. DJ Bailey, TJ Pride, Evan Singleton, some of the greatest to come through the Soto, Tiger Wright. So I mean, it's just like I said, I feel like it's a thing for me that I feel like this year it built a lot of character for me. Just understanding, fight through adversity, pray, be close to God, and fight through adversity. So.
Last question, Marcel.
So, Coach, how do you keep your team so hard work season to season? It's showing it very well last year.
It's part of our culture. We believe in our culture. They believe in our culture. And as long as we continue to believe in our culture, then we have to be sold out, we're going to be just fine. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's an everyday game. 7 days a week. Believe it or not, 7 days a week. And when you have great coaches, the way I have great coaches, I know that somebody's going to try to pick them off sooner or later. But that's part of it. I want them to become great coaches. I want them to become a coach where they can coach, show to win championships as well. But the culture is there to sell that. Have great guys, and we got to continue to have them. Now, I want to say this. Guys, you may see me and Sarad on the sideline going at it because he wants to win. I want to win. And sometimes it can get emotional between me and him. It really can. But we have one thing in common. We respect each other. And I know him, and he knows me. And he knows that I'm fighting for it. I want every ounce I can get out of Sarad Baker. He's a dog. He wants to win. It doesn't matter. He wants to win. And he wants to break everyone. So when you see us on the sideline like that, that's that good relationship. That's that good stuff. There ain't nothing bad out there. I can tell you right now, I got 2 guys that I'm blessed to have. And I won't ever forget them. For sure. Never.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com.